It took an influencer to come show y'all how a fruity fragrance is done. In today's video, I will be talking about 4 brand new releases that I was able to get my hands on. If you want to hear if they are worth your coins, please continue to watch. If you are new here, my name is Shells. I cover fragrance, beauty, lifestyle, all the things. So if this sounds like your type of video, I welcome you to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and drop me some comments down below so we can get to know each other. The first fragrance I'm going to talk about is from the house of Versace, and this one is called Crystal Emerald Eau de Parfum. Now, I know in a previous video I said I was not going to blind buy a fragrance because I learned my lesson. Child, I ain't learned no lesson. I blind bought this fragrance. I saw this beautiful emerald, just pretty green situation of a bottle, and I was like, I need to get my nose on this ASAP. Now, the reason I blind bought this was because it was not in store. And I was like, I have 3 of the other flankers. I have the bright crystal, I have the yellow diamond, and I have the crystal noir. So I'm like, I kind of wanted this 4th one just to complete the sisterhood, if you know what I mean. So when I saw this bottle, I was instantly drawn to the color. You know me, how I go to work. I make up this whole fluff in my mind. I was expecting something, a bit regal, something, sophisticated, maybe rich. I don't know. But then I was like, is it going to give me fresh, fruity vibe like the others, But then when I got this and I sprayed it, it was nothing like I expected. This color bottle is so misleading. And for a good couple of minutes, I was left wondering what's going on. But as I sprayed this and it sat on my skin, I started to understand and appreciate this fragrance. If you love a fresh fragrance, you're gonna love this. When I smelled it initially, myself and my husband both looked at each other and said, the opening reminds me very much of Ella Daria from Creed. It has that kind of, I don't know, like a green, fresh, rosy, bright situation going on. As it started to dry down, I went into investigator mode immediately because then it started to remind me of another fragrance. And for the life of me, I could not put my finger on it for a good couple of hours. And then a light bulb went off in my head and I was like, oh my God. This fragrance also reminded me of musk therapy from Initio. And I was saying, it's almost as if Ella Daria from Creed and Initio's musk therapy had a little baby. And I was like, oh my God. This fragrance, let me tell you something. The very next day I wore this to work. And for a fresh fragrance, this is beastly. When I tell you this is a performer, I got home from work and I'm telling you, the scent stand up in my sweater. And every time I would put the sweater to my nose, it was as if I just sprayed this fragrance. It did not move. I also will say this is giving me a little unisex vibe because the same day I wore this to work, my husband wore this to work. And he said to me, babe, I got maybe about 3 compliments from this fragrance. Beautiful. Though it reminds me of those 2 fragrances, it is very unique in my opinion. Versace did a beautiful job with this one. They did not follow the crowd. They did something totally unexpected, and I love that. It smells beautiful, and I am happy to have this in my collection. Versace Crystal Emerald. Yeah, I said what I said. This next fragrance, I somewhat felt like I had to get my nose on it because I do have the original fragrance. And to be quite honest, I am a huge fan of this fragrance house. The fragrance I'm talking about is Million Gold for Her Pure Diamond. I was also a bit intrigued because there is a peach note, and I'm like, though peach is a problematic note for me, I just want to find my favorite peach fragrance. I'm a fan of Rabanne. I have quite a bit of their fragrances in my collection, and I don't know, I just had to get my nose on this one. What I will say about it, it is beautiful. Not sure I am getting a lot of the peach, but it is beautiful. You still get nuances of the original Million Gold for Her. You do pick up the ylang ylang in here. You do get that jasmine. It's a bit musky. I don't know. I'm not getting like a realistic peach note. There's something different about it. I don't know if it's a peach, but personally, I love it. One thing with Rabanne, especially this Million Gold line, quality, queen vibes, very, esteemed, giving me very elite, beautiful fragrance. These fragrances I will not wear casually. I want to be going somewhere. I want to get dressed up. I want to look, beautiful. I want to look elegant and classy and like a lady when I'm pulling for this scent. It is also not giving me as much tropical vibe as the original, but this to me, in my opinion, is beautiful. I like it. Not a groundbreaking scent to me, but very, very nice. I wouldn't classify this as a simple fragrance either, because this fragrance smells very refined and well done. But it is not too complex. And to be honest, sometimes I can't be bothered with the complexity. Like, I want to just know, say, the fragrance that I'm wearing smells good. It's going to last me a long time and I'm going to get compliments. That is it. I find that when I try to get too complex with my fragrances, I always end up having to send them back. I believe the difference in here is the peach, but their interpretation of peach is very different from what I was anticipating. But not in a bad way. I love it. Okay? So, Million Gold for Her Pure Diamonds. I would say definitely worth a whiff. This next fragrance. When I tell you I was surprised. I heard this fragrance making rounds on YouTube, on TikTok especially. The bottle is gorgeous. The colors are so vibrant and just appealing. And then I saw that it was a fruity, tropical fragrance. There's papaya, mango, there's sea notes, there's amber, it's musky, there's orange blossom. So I was like, okay, I'm an island gal and I want a nice tropical fragrance. But I struggle with fruity fragrances, especially a mango note. And I was like, oh my God, should I blind buy this? But ladies, when I tell you This is a fruity fragrance done right. The fragrance I'm talking about is Only Sunshine from Sniff in collaboration with Michaela, I believe her name is. I don't know how to say her last name, child. So I'm not even going to try to butcher it. When you talk about a tropical fragrance, Jesus, this is what you talk about. Perfection. Oh my God. I am so impressed. I did not expect to like this fragrance the way I do. The fruits in here are beautiful. The mango in here is beautiful. The papaya. But there's this aquatic sea, salty type of vibe going on. Oh, I have to get this on my skin. I'm sorry. It is a bit salty for sure. You get the papaya. You get the mango. But most importantly, it doesn't turn funky on my skin. The only thing that had my eyebrows raised for the first couple of seconds was that salty sea note type of vibe. But then it dries down so ambery and warm. Also a bit musky. But it is the mango and the papaya in here for me. Look at me talking about mango. This is a tropical fragrance to the T. Beautiful for your vacations. This could be a nice sunset, by the beach type of date night, when the sun is setting and, oh, wow. The musk in here is beautiful as well. I tested this on my skin for a couple of hours a few, weeks ago. And it smells really, really nice. And look at this beautiful ombre situation going on right here. I really do like this. I haven't given it a full wear yet, so I cannot tell you how long it lasts and all of that. But for the couple of hours that I tested it for, it did move. Wow, this is beautiful. Boy, it took an influencer to come show y'all how a fruity fragrance is done. Make it make sense, please. So if you are looking for a true tropical, salty, fruity, musky, warm kind of situation, I would definitely say get your nose on Only Sunshine from Sniff. I believe this is a limited edition too, so try to get your nose on this. Wow, this is a masterpiece of a fruity fragrance. Well done, Michaela. Only Sunshine from Sniff. The last fragrance I'm going to talk about is one that I wasn't even checking for. I don't own anything from this brand. It is, to be fair, this fragrance house is quite new to me. I don't know if I've heard the name, on YouTube. But either way, I got a sample and I was like, oh, this is actually quite nice. And it is definitely worth a whiff if you like vanilla coconut type of scent. The fragrance I'm talking about is Sunlit Vanilla from Summer Fridays. So when she sprayed it on my hand, I was like, oh, okay. I wasn't checking for you, but you smell good. Ooh, nice. This is vanilla coconut for sure. Wow, okay. So the notes in here are bergamot. Ooh, there's caramel, coconut, vanilla, creamy musk, tonka bean, and amber. Oh, now that I'm smelling it, you definitely get the caramel too. So this is a vanilla caramel coconut situation going on here. Ooh, I need to get this on skin. Hold on. Where can I spray this? Ooh, nice and warm and okay, this is sexy. This is also giving me some kind of vacation vibes. I don't know. The vanilla in here is very prominent, mixed with that caramel, like a vanilla drizzled with caramel. And coconut shavings is what I get. It also has a little bit of warmth from that amber, slightly musky, but I am definitely smelling the coconut in here too. You have to like coconut, I feel, to like this, because I do smell the coconut in here. And coconut is a note I kind of struggle with too, child. But it's not giving suntan lotion. This would make a beautiful tropical date night type of scent, even, you know, date night scent in general. It's not too dense, it's not too thick, it's not too sweet. You know what just came to my mind? This would layer so beautiful with Utopia Vanilla Cocoa from Kayali. Wow, okay, Summer Friday, and I don't believe this is very expensive. I think that the 50 ml is like 80 something dollars. Okay, I definitely need to check out some more fragrances from this brand. So ladies, if you like coconut, vanilla, caramel type of scents, get your nose on Sunlit Vanilla from Summer Fridays. Okay, I'm shocked. Okay, Sunlit Vanilla. I'm impressed. Besties, finally some releases that I believe are worth getting a whiff. Everything I spoke about on here, I believe, will appeal to somebody. I like them and I'm happy to have them in my collection. These here are staying. They will not be going back to the store. They will just, you know, have to acclimatize and just mingle with their siblings at this point. Wow. I'm happy. I'm happy with these blind buys. They did not fail. Thank God. So if you have any of these fragrances, I would love to know your thoughts. If you want to smell any of them, or if you pick up any of them based on my recommendation, I want you to sound off down in the comments. With that being said, I hope you have a wonderful one, and I will see you in another video. Bye.